What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and this is your match preview. Yes, people, what is going on? It's Mike back again, and this is your match preview. It's Wolves against Everton. Molyneux, 8 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, all because TNT had a few spare spots and wanted to put a relegation clash in that space. Now, funny enough, it's no longer a relegation clash. Everton are safe, and Wolves are pretty much safe, in my opinion. 5 points is enough for me. I think Ipswich have gone. Leicester have gone, and Southampton never turned up. We unfortunately don't have John tonight. He is otherwise preoccupied, but you will see John in a video on Monday. You will see the debrief, and you'll certainly see some pictures of John tomorrow with me from the Big Smoke, because me and John are indeed in London tomorrow doing some filming. Scary stuff. John on telly. Woo! Anyway, right, let's get into the game. Wolves are without key man Matheus Cunha. Massive blow, and just stupidness. Big mistake with Networkerz against Bournemouth. And look, every player has these moments. I remember Richarlison doing it for Everton, and it rattled me. We've had it with Decore a few times. So, look, players have moments. They get angry and frustrated. Again, I get it. But he's a big blow to Wolves. And Everton are coming, 7 unbeaten. We've only lost twice in the last 9 games. FA Cup and a game against Aston Villa. Even before that, defensively, we'd been fairly sound, and we'd had 4 big results in and around Christmas in terms of draws at home and away from home against big 4 sides. So Everton can certainly go to Wolves and get a result. And I think we will. I think Everton will go to Wolves. I think they'll be rested from a good break, hopefully, in the UAE. And I think they've needed it. I think we all know that they've needed it. They've been tired. They've worked hard. They've worked really hard to get into the position that they are in terms of safe. Plenty of points picked up. To be fair, the only game we should have drew out of the 7 is Liverpool. And even that, you can argue that Everton could have won that game if a penalty was given against Konate handball. There'll be there'll be Liverpool fans that are fuming with that comment, but I don't care. So we should have beat Man United, and Beto had enough chances to win 3 games of football against Brighton. Not a dig at him, by the way. He'd been brilliant up until that game. He's allowed an off day. It is what it is. We still got a point away from home. Great header by Jake O'Brien. So, look, Everton just need to keep doing what they're doing. We go into this game against Wolves, and we're confident, positive, ambitious with the ball, going down either side, left or right. There's been a lot of rumours around potential signings, etc., and potential players that could be leaving the club. There's also been, confirmation that the director of football is leaving. It looks like Abdoulaye Decore is also not going to get another deal. So we're starting to hear this different bit of news, really, that are coming out of Everton about the reshaping of our football club and the going forward of it, and what's going to change. And, we already know that Everton are being aggressive for Angus Kinnear. We already know that Everton want a new director of football or technical director or whatever rubbish you want to call it, job title. They want a middleman. And we know that we've got David Moyes at the helm, who, in previous years got his recruitment spot on at Everton. Tim Cahill, Pienaar, Fellaini, they're all David Moyes signings. So, Everton are in a good place. And then on top of that, today, you hear about the restructuring of the funding for the new stadium, and the fact that now is essentially £50 million a year saved. That's a player. Fundamentally, that is a player. And, I don't know what the PSR rules are going to be, but everything is turnover to player wages, to costs, to TV money, to blah, 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 blah. It's massive. It's massive news. And, the fact that Everton are in this position is absolutely key. It's really positive from the freaking group that they've been able to restructure Everton. And this is why we go into these games now confident. Wolves is a game Everton can win. West Ham the week after is a game that Everton can win. We then go to Anfield, tough game. We've got some tough fixtures after that. But Everton will go into these games confident, and we go into this one confident. Beto has scored, 5 in 5 or 5 in 6 now. Should have got 3, maybe 2, maybe 1, but he should have certainly scored against Brentford. And Everton just positively going forward, grinding out results. And me and John, at the start of this run under David Moyes, I think we'd won 1 game, and we said, look, we'll get 36 points. I'm more edging towards thinking we could get 50. Everton are already on, 32 points. And when you actually sit there and you realise where we are as a football team and how good we've moved on and how forward we are, scoring goals, defensively okay, albeit, and I know that the stats are saying a bit different, but I do think we do look a bit more ropey at the back than we did under Dyche. Not that it's a bad thing because we're scoring goals, but it's not the back four. It's more the midfield. When we push up, we just don't have the players that are combative enough, I would say. And we're very light. Jack Harrison, Lindstrom, very light players. They're not going to be putting in absolutely rip-roaring tackles and knocking strong right and left backs off the ball, charging into our box. They're not going to do that. And we're seeing that, I would say. But ordinarily, we're doing fine. Everton are doing absolutely fine. The Man United game was a blow for me. It was a blow, 2-0 up. I know we were 2-0 up against Bournemouth earlier in the season, and we were 2-0 up away at Villa. And, there's points that Everton have thrown away this season. What is it? 7 points Everton have thrown away this season. And then on top of the run that we've got currently, and then towards the end of the season, there's games there Everton could have won. The story could be very different. The only thing I would say is, does Sean Dyche keep his job if Everton had got those 6 points? And then we wouldn't be in this position. So, look, silver linings. But my team for Saturday is as follows. Very simple. Stays the same, pretty much. It stays the same. I don't see the point changing anyone unless there's been any niggles. The press conference is now the day before, not 2 days before the game. So realistically, we're not going to know. We're not going to know if there's any injuries or any knocks that's been picked up. We know that Brozier had got back in training. I think Patterson had got back in training. Chimiti was already in training. So you're going to have more options from the bench as well. I'd like to see more of Chimiti, if I'm being honest, before the season ends, because he started pre-season fantastic. If anything, he looked like he would have been my personal choice to start most games, and he then gets injured. So seeing Chimiti, pardon, seeing Chimiti in playing some football would be great. I'd love to see. And Chimiti is a signing. He's an Everton player. He's not alone. He's not someone that we've got to build back up to strength. He's not a Brozier, and that's not a dig at Brozier. But I'd rather, now that we are safe, I'd rather see our own players flourish, our own players getting game time. And Brozier can take his time. Brozier can be an option. But let's be fair, we're not going to sign him. We're not going to spend £30 million on him. He scored 6 goals in 3 years. And his injury record in that time's appalling. I feel sorry for him. I'm not digging that out. But Everton should be fine. Everton are fine with what we've got. And we stayed up and we go into these games against Wolves. And we like to think we'll get a point. We like to think we'll get a result. And again, not a negative, Everton will travel in their thousands like normal. It's a rubbish time. It's a rubbish time. For people who drive and their coaches, that ain't going to be too bad. But if your ordinary commute is the train, I don't know if it works. I'm fortunate. Obviously, you can tell, I'm a Brummy lad. It's going to take me 25, 30 minutes to get to the ground. I've already reserved a parking space and I'll be back home in half an hour to an hour after the game. No issues. But the time of this game's awful. But yeah, look, we're going to know what we need to do. I think there's a little mini league at the bottom of the league, and I think we should see it as entertainment, against Man United and West Ham and Tottenham. We want to finish as high up as we can because every place is worth 2.5 to 3 million quid. So let's do that. Let's create this mini league and let's go and prove that we're capable of finishing above these teams that, their squads have spent millions of pounds more than we have, and in a very different position to what we are in terms of trajectory. I would argue I think Everton are on their way up, and I think Spurs are lost, and I think Manchester United are finished. So I think we're in a good spot. Score prediction. Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Everton. I'm going to go 1-0 Everton. I don't think Beto scores in this game again. I think it could be from a corner this game because I think Wolves defensively at times this season have struggled. They conceded 4 to us. They conceded 4 goals to us. 3 months ago was it? And they looked really poor, and that was under Dodge. So, what will a David Moyes team do to them? Now, don't get me wrong, they look better under Vitor Pereira than they did under Gary O'Neill. Gary O'Neill had lost that team. The fans were gone. The players were gone. It was abundantly obvious. The fans were booing him. I mean, it was. I'd hate to be in that situation, but what I will say, and I think it's really key, is Wolves are a different animal. I just think Everton are also a different animal, and I'm really excited about the future. Tickets got confirmed today for the test event. That's really positive. So, personally, I'm buzzing. Can't wait to get to the new stadium, have a walk around, take some time, take Finley, etc., etc. And and there's season ticket time next week. Again, just sorting that out. Can't wait. So, look, guys, I'm leaving it there. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you soon. Peace.